Be here in this beautiful part of Virginia, spending this morning together with all of you, and of course together with this beautiful truck that I have next to me. I'll spend a few minutes talking about Volvo Trucks, more from a global perspective and more, of course, where we see North America as a very important part of our global presence. But let me start with the history. As you know, the Volvo brand has been around for almost 90 years now globally. We actually came into North America and sold our first truck already in 1959. And last year in North America we sold almost 22,000 trucks. So a lot of things have happened in between 59 and where we are today. One big reason for our success in North America, but also elsewhere in the world, I think, is that we have been leading in innovation. Innovation that makes sense for our customers and the drivers, that really makes the environment for them both a better business, but also a safer place for the drivers. And of course, from early days, you can see a number of innovations where Volvo Trucks has been first and leading. Just give you some examples. We were first with the safety belt, we were first with the turbo engine, and to move a bit closer to where we are today, the VN, when that was launched, the first generation VN in '96, that was really an innovation in this market. The I-shift, the engine brake, just to mention a few things that I think have meant a lot to our operators and customers here in this part of the world. And of course, innovation continues, and I think this beautiful truck next to me is another example where we continue the journey of innovations. We have a very ambitious target to be number one. It doesn't mean that we necessarily want to be the biggest, but we want to be the best in the eyes of our customers. We want our customers to make more money and to be more successful than the customers of our competitors. And of course, at the same time, we as a company need to perform well and be profitable so we can continue to invest in new innovations, in new facilities, and in our people as well. And we are well underway. We do this together with our dealer network, with our suppliers. And just talking about the dealer network, we actually globally today have more than 2,000 dealers and workshops globally for Volvo Trucks. And we sell Volvo Trucks today in more than 190 countries globally. Another fact is that we actually have assembly plants like this beautiful factory here in Uri Valley in 15 countries today, so we are truly global. Last year we sold almost 103,000 trucks globally. The US is by far the biggest market for us globally, followed by countries like Germany is number 2, UK, France, and Brazil. Our performance is very strong, and we're doing very well. Actually, the Volvo Group is just a week away from presenting the second quarter performance. I wish I could say more about the Volvo Trucks performance today, but I cannot do that as we will officially talk more about that next week. But let me take you around the world and give you some views on how we see the markets and where we are in the different parts of the world today. Let's start with Europe. The market demand continues to be very strong. The European Union only is at the 300,000 level, talking about heavy-duty trucks over 16 tons. And it's actually more or less the same level as last year, which is at a very strong level. We've also increased our market share and are now at approximately 17% market share in Europe, which actually is the strongest position we have had in Europe for the last 20 years at least. In addition to the European Union, we also enjoy a very strong growth in Russia, and the fact is that our factory in Kaluga is today at a pace which is well above 5,000 units per year, supporting only the Russian market, which is a very strong growth. And we are actually now the leading imported brand into Russia with some 23% market share in the imported segment. In Europe, we have a population, a running fleet of more than 400,000 trucks. And the majority of those, everything sold after 2012, is now connected. So we have, of course, a very interesting future when it comes to services related to connected trucks. But also these 400,000 trucks is a very good opportunity for us to have relations with our customers and secure that we give them the best possible service and aftermarket in the industry can offer. Let's move on to Latin America. The market in Brazil is unfortunately at a very low level, and this year and last year the total market in Brazil is at around 30,000 trucks, which is actually 1/3 of what it used to be 2 years ago, and it's even less than that compared to the peak year when the market in Brazil was over 100,000 units. But still, the business in Brazil is profitable, and actually the countries in Latin America outside of Brazil, like Peru, Chile and Argentina, is really strong in terms of the business performance, both in terms of market share as well as profitability for us. And we actually have seen both Brazil bottoming out, but also we've seen increases in the other parts of Latin America as well. So we definitely see an upward pressure in the business in Latin America. The third sales area in our organization is actually a sales area which covers Asia, Middle East, Africa and Oceania. It is more than 120 countries, a huge area. And of course all countries in this region that are producing oil is suffering quite a bit these days. But our core markets in international, like Australia, South Korea, South Africa, is performing very well. And all in all, the international sales area is a very good contributor to our performance. You can also see, for example, that we are entering into new strong, good segments in markets like China, where we now enjoy a very good position in the so fast-growing e-commerce segment that is really appreciating the value of our products. And of course, this part of the world has a huge population, more than 6 billion people, and offer a very great growth opportunity for us for the years to come. Last but not least, let's move to North America. And we have seen both last year with lower volumes compared to 2015, and also this year even lower volumes. And we have an official forecast of 215,000 trucks for North America for 2017. But we believe that the market has bottomed out, and if anything, we see an upward pressure on this number moving forward here. The inventory of new trucks has reached normal levels, and I would say in the Volvo network, we are definitely at relatively low levels of inventory. And therefore, of course, we have a very good expectations of this new product that will help us to grow the business as we move forward here. We can also see in North America that the service market and the aftermarket business has grown very successfully over the last several years, and not the least due to the much higher penetration of captive components like the Volvo engine and the I-Shift. And thus, we can see that North America today, for us in the Volvo Group, is a much healthier business than it used to be 10, 15 years ago. And even with the lower markets that we see now and last year, it is still a very healthy performance in terms of profitability. And North America is contributing very well to the overall profitability of Volvo Trucks. And thus, we are able to invest in North America in fantastic, of course, new products like the VNR that was launched earlier this year in April in Montreal. And just to give you a flavor here, between the launch in April and today, we actually sold or took orders of more VNRs than we took of the predecessor for the whole of 2016. So the interest is really strong for the new VNR, and we really look forward to see that rolling on the roads here in North America. And we're also taking another, of course, very important step with the VNL now to really move towards this position of becoming number one in the eyes of our customers. And we really are excited to see the interest from our customers and dealers, and I'm sure that they will appreciate it, including this beautiful 17-inch sleeper that is completely new to the market. But of course you will hear much more about that later in the program. We are investing, but also our dealers are investing, and Göran will come back and talk more about quite an extensive investment program that our private dealers, our co-investors, are coming up with right now as we speak. Also in the manufacturing facility, we have invested considerably the last couple of years, including a completely new state-of-the-art paint shop. And this is industry leading, I dare to say, and this really will give our customers automotive-like quality on paint and finish. And if you choose the optional paint tour, factory tour, you will of course be able to see the new paint facility as well. And last but not least, of course, we are also investing in this beautiful facility, this customer center. And you are actually the first one to use this facility, so it's brand new. And I'm sure that this will create great value for us, and we will of course start right now to bring customers and dealers here for many years to come. I'm sure that this will have a great value for us. So, to finish, before I invite Göran, we have a very strong business, and we are very optimistic about the future. We have today strong local and global business. We have a highly competitive service network that are investing not only in the US but globally with us. And we are so excited to see the new trucks coming out here in North America, and we're sure that that's going to lift our performance in North America to a new level. Thank you so much.